I was postponing this video as much as I can, with the hope that EA will change things in some way, but I think it's time we have a conversation about this year's power-up icons and X-Factor cards. Hello YouTube and welcome back to another NHL 25 video. In prior years, from the moment EA introduced the X-Factor cards and power-up icons in NHL 23, it played a huge part in the yearly game cycle. So I want to talk about how it will affect everyone's team and how much it actually costs to make any of these cards. And the main question is it actually worth it? So for the first time ever, EA decided that this year X-Factors will be split into the base and captain cards, and there will be multiple series. I would guess 4 in total, and every one will be released every 3 months. I also guess that every single series released will have 8 base cards, 4 captains, and maybe 1 supercharge card, same as we have in Series 1 where McDavid is that end goal. I really hope I'm wrong, because that would be one of the most expensive sets we will ever see in NHL history, but if that's the case, maybe at least it gives us more cards to chase. Not a secret that at this point no base X-Factor cards can be upgraded and stays at their overall level released. You trade in all Series 1, 2, 3 or 4, if there will be that many, X-Factors for 1 captain card, and once you collect each captain, you can finally get that end goal, supercharge Connor McDavid. There are no changes how the X-Factors will upgrade, so the same as prior years, you have to wait for EA to release a higher overall card for that player for you to be able to upgrade any of the captain cards or supercharge X-Factor McDavid to the next tier, and you will need to use X-Factor tokens. That's also new this year. To make one base X-Factor, you need at least 200k, and it means one captain will cost you around 1.6 million. And no need to say that McDavid at the end will be the most expensive card we ever seen, more than 6 million coins for one player. I do think that having a card like McDavid, and even if it's very expensive, is great, and at no circumstances the best card at this point in the game shouldn't be cheap, but also not 6 million. I think EA really pushed there, and I understand that EA don't set up the auction house prices we do, but EA do set up what packs they are releasing, so if they release really bad packs, it means there is less cards to sell, and the auction house is pretty much as it is now. Even yes, it's going down, but it's still very expensive because some of the cards will hold the value all year long. Connor McDavid is currently at 85 and you can upgrade him to the 86. And we're already more than 1 month into the game cycle and not a single X-Factor captain card or McDavid received the first upgrade. But at the same time, we already have 86 overall MSPs, 86 overall Star of the Month card, and some of the cards have much better stats than any of these cards. Connor McDavid has 93 speed and with very mid shooting stats compared to other 86 overall cards, free zone ability is the only benefit at this point, besides the cool card art. But you're definitely not making the captain cards or X-Factor McDavid because just of the cool card art, aren't you? We do get 2 captains back when we make him, and both are B&D cards, so in the future they cannot be re-rolled, traded in, or in general, if you don't use them in your team, there is really no use to it. We don't know how much it will cost to upgrade them, but I'm assuming the higher the overall, the more EA will charge for an upgrade. But again, it's okay, play the game and further make tokens. My point is, if you try and make him eventually while playing the game, no issues, try and do it, and enjoy the most expensive card in HUT history in your team. But one thing I wanna say, when EA will decide to upgrade, let's say, Connor McDavid, they need to release another card for him. But yes, Connor McDavid is always the most expensive card in the game and probably will remain the same, but I'm not expecting that card to be more than 500,000. So let's say they release an 89 overall Connor McDavid, so his X-Factor goes up, and you need to use tokens. At that point, you probably would have enough coins to just go and buy that 89 overall Connor McDavid, and maybe you even pull him in the pack. So before you go and put all your coins in to make these captain cards to after make the Connor McDavid, maybe just try and get his cards released by EA and use them. By the time he will get the next upgrade, you probably again will have enough coins to just buy the next card, and in the background just slowly play the game and make the captains, and then who knows, maybe you will actually be able to make him by just playing the game. In the past, we always chasing X-Factor McDavid, so we can upgrade him all the way up to the whatever overall the team of the year card was. This year, I doubt this will be the case, and someone will spend 6 million coins to make Connor McDavid to after trade him in for whatever the team of the year card will be. If you really want McDavid, just wait for team of the year and go all in then. Because EA decides how the content is being released and when it's released and who receives an upgrade. I would really suggest that the community don't rush and try to get these cards in, let's say, the first 2-3 months. Just try to play the game, use different players, and in the background try to get these things done. I don't believe that Connor McDavid and 2 captain cards will make a massive difference to your team. Again, if you're spending money and it's your money, you can do whatever you want. You want Connor McDavid day 1, go and do it. You want Connor McDavid in the first month, also go and do it. For the casual players or players who don't spend any money, there is no rush. Play the game at your own pace, when you can and how you want, and believe me, eventually all of us will be able to get the Connor McDavid without spending 6 million coins. The captain and McDavid for sure are all great, but if you spend that much on a single card, you are locking in a player you would struggle to remove from your team because it would just be insane. Now let's move to the power-up icons. Pretty much we have the same issue there. We have 12 hologram icons, and to make any of the hologram icons, you need 12 base icons. And the hologram icons pretty much work the same as X Factor captains, and you trade in base icons for that hologram power-up icon. And this year, not a single power-up icon or hologram icon actually upgrades, and the base don't upgrade at all. So again, EA controls every upgrade, and considering making modern or vintage power-up icon you need 12 base ones, it will cost you around 1.8 million to make one of these 85 hologram icons. And that's actually quite a lot for one card again, considering EA decides when these cards will get an upgrade, and there are 12 of them, so there is no chance that all 12 will receive an upgrade at the same time. I hope I'm wrong and they just receive some kind of, I don't know, hologram icon upgrade release or something like that. If that's the case, then we are even more screwed than I thought, because why would you need to make any of these cards if you can just go and grab any of the, let's say, cards they are releasing for an upgrade, which I call as a charity cards, and then just use them, and same as in the X Factors, you just slowly build these cards in the background. The hologram icons are almost all good and would be a great addition to the team, but let's say you go all in and make Mats Sundin, who in my opinion is a great card to use on draws because of the quick draw and 89 face-off stat if you upgrade him to the 86 overall, but the speed and shooting isn't great, so to have him very good at all stats you need to wait for at least next few upgrades. Hopefully the next upgrade is at least 88 and then the next one is at least 90, so this card would be really good and potentially could be one of the best centers in the game all year long. Same thing I mentioned about the X Factors and McDavid, I probably will just buy the cards EA release, and I believe to make those cards actually usable, they also would like to push the puck sales, they will make sure that those cards have a good stats. So for example, to upgrade Mats Sundin, they need to release another card, and I'm assuming that his face-off stats on that card also will be very good, his speed and shooting will also be much better, so while I'm slowly building this hologram Mats Sundin, so who is actually the only card I want to build so far, I would just go and grab his card released by EA and use it in the meantime. In the background, I will play the game and collect every free icon and X Factor EA drops each week, and when I have enough to trade in for free, I will go and do it. What I'm trying to say today, and it's only my opinion, so if you disagree, that's absolutely fine, everyone can have their own opinion, everyone experiences the game different. I'm not being negative, I'm just stating the facts. Unfortunately, this is how it is this year, and in some ways we are actually screwed. We are basically waiting for EA to give the cards we spend coins on some upgrades so they are actually usable. They also made these cards very expensive, and again, I'm not saying that any of these cards should be cheap, but there is a way how they could actually engage with the community and make these cards more accessible for everyone. And of course, I will go back to the XP pad. So for example, Season 2 drops, what I would like to see in the Season 2 XP pad. At level 40 and at level 50, I would like to see one free X Factor captain and one free hologram icon. And at level 60, I would like to see, let's say, a 90 overall XP card, whoever it is. Will EA ever do that? Absolutely not, but at least can the girl dream? Can I? In that way, every single dad or someone who only plays the game 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day would see that on an XP pad, see that actually they can get these cards for free by just grinding the game, and believe me, that would increase the engagement for the game massively because everyone will be straight away into the game, chasing that X Factor captain, chasing that hologram icon, because let's say you already have 3 captains and they're giving you a choice pack. You know then by completing that XP pad, getting to the level 40 will give you that last X Factor captain, and that's it. That's all you need for that McDavid card. That would be something I would definitely chase. At the moment, I'm just playing the game at my own pace, not rushing. There is no need for me to get that Jack Eichel straight away. I probably will get him around Friday next week, but if you know what I mean, giving all these power-up icons for free by playing the game, by grinding it, would just be awesome. Also considering the XP path is around 2-3 months long, it would just make sense. If that would be the case, I also believe that it would upset a lot of players who are spending money because probably half of them already have X Factor McDavid and a lot of hologram icons in their team. But for someone who is not spending any money, that would be an awesome alternative of getting some of these cards and actually trying them out. When we talk about what is the easiest way to get the X Factor captains and power-up icons or hologram icons, there really isn't one. The cheapest way is probably just to grind the auction house, but as far as you're not close to the servers, you probably will not be able to snipe anyone because the auction house is just so laggy. Also, the easiest way to get it without really going all in with your coins is just play the game. Try to complete as many moments as you can, try to complete as many objectives as you can, and get those 75 plus cards, because unfortunately you need the fodder to trade in for X Factor cards and base icons. I also would focus on X Factors first instead of the hologram icon, as far as he's not your favorite favorite player of all time, just because X Factor cards, in my opinion, will receive more upgrades because they all play in the NHL. Well, hologram icons, obviously no one plays in NHL anymore. Let's say McDavid scores 5 goals in a game, they definitely have to release a card for him. If they ignore something like that, then EA is just stupid. I would not be surprised to see that. But what I'm trying to say, all these cards can have like, I don't know, outstanding game, and then EA is pretty much obligated to release a card for them. It could possibly be the same overall, but in the same time, there is a hope that he gets an 87, 88 overall card. So if you focus on X Factors, there is more chances that they will receive an upgrade than hologram icons. Also, if you are going for that X Factor McDavid first, don't rush to trade in any of the captain cards straight away, because if any of those cards, for example Nikita Kucherov, receives Team of the Year, once you trade them in for McDavid, they all become a B&D card, so it means you are no longer allowed to use them in any sets. So if Nikita Kucherov receives a Team of the Year card and you want to use your X Factor, if that's the case also this year, then you will not be able to do that, and you will basically be stuck with his captain card for the rest of the year. So in my opinion, if any of those players are your favorite players and you are not really spending any money or going all in, just try to buy the cards and try them out when they are released. Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Bobby Orr, Nikita Kucherov, Willie Nylander, they all will receive cards because that's the only way how EA can upgrade them. So if you are really a fan of any of those players, just wait for that card, purchase the card, and in the background just work towards whoever you want. We also have 12 hologram icons, and for EA to release an upgrade for every single one will take probably around 3 months, so there is a possibility that you make a hologram icon who will not receive an upgrade anytime soon. And don't forget that when the Series 2 will be released, there will be new captain cards. And if there is not a single card you fancy in Series 1, there possibly will be someone you will actually be able to make in Series 2 who you would prefer better in your team. They also should be higher overalls, because if they are releasing them, let's say, every 3 months, I don't see how they start at 84. Again, they could possibly start at 84, but at least we'll be able to upgrade them to whatever the next overall is. And the last point, the rivals don't matter. Champs rewards aren't great and competitive scene don't exist this year. So having meta team, when all you have to do is grind moments, don't really matter this year. Play the game the way you like, but always just try and use the cards you like and be smart. If your buddy already have McDavid, it does not mean that you also have to get him in the first month or two. And I hope you will find that one card you really like for your team, or some of these players are your favorite players, so if you're actually chasing them, not only you're chasing the meta cards, you're also using the cards you like. And don't worry, we have at least 10 more months to grind this game out before the NHL 26 comes out, so don't rush, enjoy the game, and hopefully you get every single card you want. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, have a good one, and see you on the ice.